Good morning and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing how to get rental assistance and the rental assistance programs that are going to be available for 2021. And we're going to be specifically speaking about what Congress is going to be rolling out for March 13th or the 14th. And there's even talk that it could be out a little bit early, okay? This video is not going to be about January and February and rent assistance back then. This is what's coming up. It's going to be $30 billion, and you guys need to be ready. Now, for those of you that struggle to get through this process, as most of you know, I helped over 200 people in the past couple of months get rent assistance because there's a lot of tricky parts to it. There's a lot of things you could say wrong, and a lot of people don't know where to apply. And in some cases, if you end up applying for the wrong federal program, or you try to apply for both federal and state, you can be eliminated from the program. So, if you're not confident in how you're going to apply or know even where to go or what the rules are, then my suggestion would be to hire a consultant. My information is in the comment section. Now, for those of you that are DIY and want to do it yourself, that's fine. I'll be posting a video after the 13th of March or 14th, which will explain in some detail how you can go out there and do it yourself. But if you're not sure and you don't want to mess it up for yourself, I would suggest hiring a consultant to kind of help you out with it. Now, with that being said, I will accept requests by email now and put you on kind of a waiting list of my own. And the minute that I can confirm that Congress has passed the Rental Relief Act, basically, I'll start contacting people. And at that point, you can set up an appointment with me and then pay for the consult. But I don't want anybody to pay for anything right now. So like I said, you can email me now to get on a kind of a waiting list. And we've got, like I said, about 2, maybe 3 weeks before it starts. Let me give you some folks some advice. Out of about 200 some odd people that I dealt with, there was about 21 failures, mostly because people waited too late. I'm going to warn you, money goes fast. And even though they're offering this all the way to 2025, and they're in fact offering rent arrears and future rent up to 18 months, which I'm going to show you. The important thing is you've got to really react quickly with this stuff. You need to have all your paperwork ready to go. So don't be like everybody else. Wait till the day that they announce this. So if you don't have a consultant, maybe you should get one, because if you're at an end of a line, you may be the person that they run out of money. In one city, they ran out of funding in within 90 minutes. Okay, so it's serious. Now, with all that being said, I'm going to show you here, as you can see on the screen, this is a confidential report. So when the White House wants to give out information to news organizations before they give it out to the general public, they publish confidential reports. Now, this is kind of a little bit of an old one, but nevertheless, it's still a confidential report. And what I'm going to show you is the excerpt in here. And so it offers help for renters and small landlords to make ends meet by providing an additional $30 billion in rental and critical energy and water assistance for hard-hit individuals and families. So the stipulation here would be about $25 billion allocation, and then you have another $5 billion for utility and also people that are actually have already become homeless and evicted. Now, this bill has a lot of different things, but for the focus of this video, I'm just going to be talking about getting rental assistance so you can pay your back rent, and also so you can get help with rent going forward. One thing you guys got to understand is they're not going to pay out 10, 12 months of rent all at one time. Once you apply, they're going to give you so many months of back rent, and then if you still don't have a better job and you're not employed, then they'll continue to keep making payments towards your rent or your rent arrear. The other thing is if you're not receiving unemployment benefits, it's going to make my job extremely hard as a consultant to help you, okay? Because, having the unemployment check proves to the federal government that your case is real. I'm not saying you won't get it without it, but, there's about 20 pages of instructions just to get through all of this just for the application process. So, just to be clear. Now, this is only a confidential report. We're going to move on to the actual bill itself. So let me distinguish myself from a lot of people, okay? First of all, I'm probably going to be the first video on YouTube regarding what's happening in March and what for the rental assistance aspect of this. You've got a lot of people that are going to show up at the very last minute, just as soon as they can take their mouse and copy and paste all the misinformation that every news organization out there is going to put up. So, the reality is I actually do my homework, and I actually read legislative bills. And that's what we're going to be reviewing. And that's really what sets me apart from a talking head and to actually know what the hell you're talking about. So let's move on to that report real quick. So if you take a look here, this is the HR bill, okay? So this is Report 117, and as you can see, I have highlighted. This act may be cited as the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021. This is the one rolling out for March. This is the one you don't want to be late for. This is the last time the government's going to attempt to pay your back rent. This is the last time they're going to attempt to assist you paying your rent going forward. This bill includes a lot of things, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to tell you it took me about 6 hours to read through all of this and then reread it again. So it took me quite a while. So here is the actual subtitle for the provision. Subtitle B, Housing Provisions, Section 4101, the Emergency Rental Assistance, okay? So I'm going to go down. They're going to be allocating $19,050 towards back rent and future rent. And then we're going to scroll down. I've highlighted all the important parts here because there's a whole lot of jargon that's involved. And let's see. All right, in general, subject to clause of this subparagraph, funds may be received as for eligible grantee, meaning the landlord or the tenant. Payments may be made under the section shall be used to provide financial assistance to eligible households not to exceed 18 months. Okay, let's make some other things clear. So say that most cities will probably close their application process within 90 days of it opening. So it may only be open 90 days. Now, they'll continue to fund your process through up to 18 months. It's really up to the city and how much funding they have left. They also have to make this funding available to 2025, which I find it highly unlikely. There'll be a nickel left by the end of the year, but you know how that goes. So it covers rent arrears, utilities, home energy costs, utility and home energy arrears, which means if you actually are in debt to these companies, and other expenses related to housing. Let me encourage you folks to understand that you do not want to use a single penny of government money for anything other than the rent and the utility, okay? A lot of you guys are thinking of this as a windfall. They're going to deposit a bunch of money in my bank account, and I'm going to go out and buy a new Cadillac. No, you're not. You'll go to prison for that. So I'm going to warn you guys to keep very accurate receipts of everything you're doing if they direct deposit you. But in most cases, they're going to direct deposit the landlord. In very rare cases, they may opt to give you the money up front, okay? So we're going to move on, and it takes a minute to cut through all this because there's so much information in the bill. Okay, eligible households. One or more individuals, okay? So it only needs to have one eligible person in the household. They usually are looking for people that are qualified for unemployment benefits, okay? If you have unemployment benefits, then you usually automatically qualify. But that's not the end of the road. There's plenty of things built into this that disqualify you. If you've experienced a reduction in household income, incurred significant costs, or experience other financial hardship during or due directly or indirectly to the coronavirus pandemic, okay? So that's where it goes. That's kind of the language built in for those of you that are not receiving unemployment benefits, and also the ones that are. You're going to have to prove that you've had a lack of hours, you've been laid off, you've been furloughed, so there's going to have to be some evidence there, and they're only going to accept certain kinds, On the other aspect of this, one or more individuals within the household can demonstrate at risk of experiencing homelessness or housing instability. Look, guys, all y'all know I've been on YouTube 6 years, that I've been consulting for 15 years. I'm an expert when it comes to housing, the homeless, and Section 8. There's nobody that knows more about this anywhere on Google or anywhere on YouTube, except for some of the people you see on TV, okay? So I know a great deal about what needs to be done in this aspect of the bill. So I can tell you, a lot of you guys think, oh, I'm just going to click a button and apply, and that's going to be it. I don't need a consultant. Well, you'll figure it out when they reject you, okay? Okay, next up, we're going to keep going. The funds and availability. The funds provided to an eligible grantee under the payment made under the section shall remain available through September 30th, 2025. Look, do not disillusion yourself. I'm telling you, people are going to burn through this money quickly. There's not going to be a nickel left in the purse or in the pocket in 2025, okay? So let me tell you how this will actually really play out, because I just watched us burn through, $25 billion back in December, January, and February. We burned right through that, right? So here's how it's going to work out. You guys, from the moment you read the news on your phone, Congress passed stimulus check and bill for rental assistance, you guys have got to react the same day. You've got literally a couple of weeks before money starts evaporating. Now, once you're in the system, there'll be more funds available as you continue through the 18-month process. And of course, the government says that they must keep it available for 2 years. That's fine. It just means that in 2 years, you're not going to show up 18 months later or 2 years later and get this, okay? I'm telling you guys, if you don't set up an appointment with a consultant or figure out how to do it on your own, then you're not going to get it, okay? I watched about 21 people get burned on this deal. They thought they could just show up with their driver's license and a lousy excuse. That's simply not going to get it, folks, okay? You got a lot of people on YouTube talking about, oh, well, here's A, B, and C. They just copied it off Google. Now they're an expert about rental assistance. They've never read a fucking bill in their life regarding legislation, but now they're going to go out and give advice. So, look, I want to encourage you guys. You've got one shot at this, and in about 2 or 3 weeks, this is going to happen. You either figure it out for yourself or you hire a consultant like myself. You can find my contact information in the comments section. I can help you get set up. What I'll do is, like I said, I'll put you on a waiting list, keep your email in one of my little email boxes, and then the minute I hear that we have a go on this, I will start contacting you. And those of you that still want to actually apply, then you can set up your appointment and then make your payment, and then I will contact you by phone and we'll go through the process. It's important you to understand that I cannot physically submit your application. That will require me to get too many of your personal documents and enough to steal your identity, and the federal government's not going to allow me to do that. I can get you ready for everything to the point where all you have to do is turn your paperwork in, or all you have to do is just log in and then fill out the information that's prescribed or what I've instructed you to do, so you get this right the first time, okay? Once you go and do these applications, it's a matter of public record. You're not going to come back with a better answer 30 minutes later because they've rejected you, okay? So you get one shot. That's it. So, there's not going to be changing. Adjust the story and change it later because you got it wrong the first time. One chance, folks. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is, when March rolls around and when this does light up, I'm going to go ahead and post another video for you DIY guys, and I wish you a lot of luck with that. I mean, I had a failure rate around 10%, and I know what I'm doing. You guys don't know anything, so I expect your failure rate to be close to 80 if you do it yourself. And so I'll post that video and I'll make everybody aware. But I can tell you right now, guys, you have got to be armed and ready the minute this goes live to go out there and collect your rent. This is your last opportunity. The government is not going to be handing out the cash machine's going to be closing, okay, after this. All right, I've appreciated talking with you, having you on my channel, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.